money.
Before we move on to your professional career, you know I'm going to go here, man. Florida State. Greg Jones. What do you think when that Mack truck was coming towards you, bro?
Man.
Chip on my shoulder. I got something to prove, like a gun in a holster. Loaded, ready to shoot. Got big energy. Ain't scared to dream. Got big energy. Got big energy.
You know this a different energy, right?
Welcome to the Miller Experience, where we have up close and personal conversations with people that I admire, that's big fixtures in the game, and guys that's doing major things in the community. And my guest is definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm going to read off your stats real quick. This is your sophomore year in Clemson. Versus Missouri, like you said, 16 snaps, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 2 pass breakups, 4 tackles, and 28-yard punt return for a touchdown. Versus Georgia Tech, you had a return of 88-yard punt return. It was 5th longest punt return in school history. It was third. I guess you had 3 interceptions also to finish up your sophomore year. Your junior year, bro, 3 INTs, amassed 588 yards in punt returns, which still is 4th highest in Clemson history. In your final season, you were ranked 15th in the nation with 6 interceptions and currently tied 7th all with Clemson.
Yeah,
Bro, you was a dog, man.
all time, man. Like I said, man, looking back on it, I didn't even know I was an All-American. I remember being in NFL Europe,
You just having fun.
just playing football, and I called back to talk to some of the guys who are still on the team, and they were like, man, we laugh at your picture in the hallway every day when we go into meetings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you mean? They were like, man, you know, the All-American, they got your picture. Then that's how I found out.
Wow.
That I was All-American. Like, I had no idea. But when I look back on it now, you know, I kind of understand it. At that time, man, it was just playing football, just having fun.
Just having fun.
That's one thing my dad always, even professionally, my dad, I would talk to him before the games. He always say, man, go out there and make it do what it do.
Yeah.
Go out there and have fun. Go have fun. And that's what it was.
With all this NIL going on, how much you think Brian Mance would have been making the NIL?
Man, I don't know.
Time, man?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing, God knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing, because at that time, man, I didn't.
Man, 18-year-olds making that much money,
Man,
bro?
I
Come
didn't
on,
need
man.
that. Man, I didn't need that money. I didn't need that money at all.
Yeah, I'm with
Look,
you.
I struggled with it at 25, trying to do the right thing with it. So, you know, at 18, man, I already know I didn't need that money.
Before we move on to your professional career, you know I'm going to go here, man. Florida State. Greg Jones. What do you think when that Mack truck was coming towards you, bro?
Man, somebody get this dude on the ground. Somebody get this dude on the ground. You know, man, he was a great athlete, man, great player, man. Always ran the ball hard. Yeah. But this is the thing a lot of people don't know. He's a South Carolina kid. One of his teammates, Darnell Washington, was a defensive lineman on our team.
Really?
And now I don't know how true this is. Word on the street is Greg wanted to play linebacker at Clemson.
And they didn't.
No, he wanted to play running back at Clemson. They told him he couldn't play running back at Clemson. He would have to play linebacker.
Why?
I'm not sure. Man, I've heard a lot of stories when it comes to Langston, Moore when they at South Carolina, Darren Durant with North Carolina. Man, you hear things you don't know how what's true or what's been said.
Well,
but
I can
man,
believe that. It's like, Clinton Portis. He originally wanted to go, he's from Gainesville. He wanted to play for the Gators. But the Gators wanted him to play safety. So that's why he went to Miami, because they wanted him to play running back. I'm like, man, hey, man, stick what you know, guys. Stick to what they do.
Man, they have certain numbers that they got to fill in certain positions. Yeah. And when you get there, sometimes you can change up. I remember getting the opportunity. I got to Clemson. They said, you want to play corner or you want to play running back? And I saw Keith Adams.
Yeah, I met Keith.
Man, Keith hit my roommate.
Yeah.
And his back was hurting the whole week. I said, man, coach, I want to play corner. I don't want no parts of that. I want to play corner.
All right, man. 2003, you signed as a free agent with the Washington Redskins then, but now the Washington Commanders. Followed by a contract with the Bears. How was that experience?
Man, it was
This episode is sponsored by MK Rentals, where we got you covered. Get all your rental needs. You can contact Kevin or Marsha Evans at 410-4812 or 803-543-8879. They're located at 1490 Greeleyville Highway, Manning, South Carolina. Again, 1490 Greeleyville Highway, Manning, South Carolina. If you're interested in being a sponsor, contact myself, Ernest Miller, at 803-565-9752. That's 803-565-9752. Or you can hit me up on my email at eaenestmiller83@gmail.com. Again, that's eaenestmiller83@gmail.com. You can also make contact with my producer, Victor Wesley of Vic West Production. His telephone number is 803-225-0021. That's 803-225-0021. Also, his email address is vicwestp@gmail.com. That's vicwestp@gmail.com.
Chicago Bears, I'm sorry.
Everything you dream of. Everything you dream of. I just, looking back on the whole process, the whole combine and, just family being around on draft day, just things you don't, when you're in the moment, you don't soak it in. But the whole experience, man, just seeing at that point how much of a profession it is.
Yeah.
And it's just not a game anymore. A lot of people think the pros, they just show up, they practice for an hour or two, they get all this money and they go home. And that's not the case. Like you there 7 in the morning, and if you leave early, you'll leave by 3 or 4,
Wow.
depending on your schedule. But it's
like a 9 to 5.
It's a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's an all-day thing. You're gonna work out. You're gonna have meetings. You're gonna eat there in the cafeteria. Like it's a real job, man. Growing up, you just think you're gonna go make all this money and have a good time playing a sport, playing a game.
Yeah.
But it was still a good experience. But it just was an eye opener.
Gotcha.
That it's a little more than a game.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, you didn't get drafted, right? It was a free agent. Would you have rather get drafted or a free agent? A free agent route, you get to pretty much choose what teams you want to go to, right? So was that a blessing that you went as a free agent?
Well, I mean, you kind of get to choose if you have choices. You got to go where they want you. And I had been talking to the Redskins, Commanders Commanders now, the Redskins at the time. I had been talking to them throughout the entire process. Special teams coordinator would always call, talk to me about returning punts and stuff like that. And a guy down at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Basacci, he recruited me to Clemson. He offered me my first scholarship when I was a junior in high school, and he ended up leaving, not being on that staff. And there was a couple of other places, Philadelphia, places I could choose from, but I just felt like I had a relationship with the staff and the people and with the Redskins. And, throughout the draft process, they called me, man, look, we're going to take you with this next pick. I'm fighting for you in here now. And they only had 3 picks that year because they had everybody and their mom on that team, LeVar Arrington, Bruce Smith, all kind of guys on that team. So we only had 3 picks that year. So it was tough, but you get to choose, but at the same time, they got to want you. You can't just say, I want to go here.
I got you. So you played also NFL year with what's the name of the team? I can't remember.
Amsterdam Admirals.
That's right. As well as 2 years in arena football with the Philadelphia Soul, winning the championship in 2008. While in arena football, you were coaching at Manning High through 2006 and 2009. And then 2010, you start coaching under Dabo Swinney. Before I get to Dabo Swinney, let's stick to the professional part real quick, football. How was your experience either in the NFL, Europe, or arena? How was those experiences, and what's some memorable moments from those experiences?
Man, the whole NFL Europe deal was it was amazing. I still look back on it today and just think about some of the things that you see and some of the places like that we got a chance to visit, got a chance to see the wall, got a chance to see actually play in the same stadium where Jesse Owens ran.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Just
dope.
different things like that, man, seeing a different part of the world. And at the end of the day, I probably wouldn't have got, well, I know, I'm not going to say I probably wouldn't, but it would have been different. It would have been harder. But I got an opportunity to do all this because of football. So it was a great experience, NFL Europe, man. At the end of the day, still hanging out with the guys and going around, sightseeing and doing all kind of things. It was a good experience. And arena football was a really good experience. It was different. The angles of the game, learning all that stuff was different.
It's like 7-on-7 pretty much, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You got your linemen, but it's not a whole lot of running, a lot of passing.
Yeah.
But at the time, man, it was it was nothing to have a 6-figure contract in arena football then. So of course that made it easier to play ball. I think I actually transitioned into coaching when I think the league folded.
Yeah.
And they started talking about money, and it was like, look, it won't be no more 6-figure contracts, and guys gonna have to play for this, that, and the third. And I was like, man, I gotta find another way.
Yeah, man. You still put your body on line, rather what kind of league it is. You still put your body on line. You want to be compensated heavily, handsomely on.
Look, you say that, man. I fell down one day at practice. I was only 28. I fell down at practice one day, and I said, man, I gotta find something else to do. You know what I mean? So looking at people like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers now, all these guys is 40. I can't imagine.
They could do that now. There ain't no hitting in the
Man, look. Like I said, falling on the ground got me. I was like, man, I got to find something better to do. Got to be more out here in this world.
Yeah, this can't be life, right? Like Jay-Z said, this can't be life,
It can't
right?
be life.
Yeah.
It can't be life.
All right, coaching aspect, right? Like I said earlier, 2010, you were under.
To be continued. Make sure you check out the next episode. And also you make sure you to like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel, The Mill Experience. And now we also on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. Make sure you download. Peace.
You can't tell me how to act. Said I can't be successful by sticking messages and rap guards with me. Who told you being intelligent is whack? So place your bets. My faith is fresh. I'ma make it stretch. Cause I sat there eye to eye with the face of death. And you ain't putting work in unless you break a sweat.